Hey everyone, welcome back. You know how much we love to get deep into a topic? And that's exactly what we're doing today.
Right.
We got a request from a listener to break down the whole world of financial services.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything from the basics like banking to more complex things like asset management. And honestly, when I started looking into this, I was kind of blown away by how many different things fall under that umbrella of financial services.
Yeah.
Like, did you know there are entire firms dedicated to just managing other people's money to try and maximize returns?
Absolutely.
Pretty wild.
It is. It's a huge field, and it really does touch almost every aspect of our lives, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Businesses need it.
Yeah.
Individuals need it. The entire economy kind of relies on this interconnected system of financial services.
Yeah, and I think it's easy to kind of take for granted the things that we do every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's start with something that we all use pretty much every day.
Right.
Banking.
Sure.
We all have checking accounts probably.
Yeah, most people do.
We deposit our paychecks. We use ATMs all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what's actually going on behind the scenes with all those transactions?
Well, it seems so simple on the surface, right?
Right.
Just put your card in.
Yeah.
Get your money out.
Exactly.
But it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
Banks are really in the business of managing a massive flow of money.
Yeah.
When you deposit your paycheck, they're not just keeping it in a vault waiting for you to come get it.
Yeah.
They're using that money to do things like offer loans.
Right.
Like mortgages for people buying homes, loans to businesses so they can grow and expand.
Yeah.
Even personal loans for folks who need to cover unexpected expenses.
So it's all kind of connected.
It's all about leveraging those deposits to keep the money circulating.
Right.
And stimulate the economy.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So speaking of stimulating the economy, let's talk about investments.
Okay. Sure.
This is something that I think can be really intimidating for people.
Right.
You hear all this jargon like stocks and bonds and mutual funds, and it can sound like you're just gambling with your money.
Right, like you're in a casino or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not quite like that.
Okay.
Really. It boils down to ownership and lending.
Okay.
So when you buy a stock, for example, you're actually buying a tiny piece of ownership in that company.
Oh.
And if the company does well, the value of your stock goes up.
So you're not like betting on like a horse race.
No, you're actually...
You're buying into...
Yeah, you're buying a stake in the company.
Okay.
Now, bonds are a bit different.
All right.
It's more like lending money to a government or a company. And in return, they pay you interest on that loan.
Okay.
And then mutual funds are kind of like baskets of different stocks or bonds. And that helps diversify your investments.
Okay, so it's like spreading the risk out.
Exactly, spreading the risk.
All right.
So you're not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So where do investment firms and financial advisors kind of fit into this whole picture?
Well, they're kind of like your guides in this world of investing. Like, let's say you have a financial goal.
Okay.
Like you want to retire early.
All right.
A financial advisor can help you create a portfolio of investments that's designed to help you reach that goal.
Okay.
They'll consider things like your risk tolerance, your financial situation, and they'll make recommendations.
Yeah.
Based on
your
all of that.
Your needs.
Yeah, your individual needs and circumstances.
But isn't hiring a financial advisor like super expensive?
That's a great question. And, it can be. Some advisors charge a flat fee.
Okay.
Others take a percentage of the assets that they're managing for you.
Right.
So it really depends on the advisor and the services that they're providing.
And I guess it depends on how much money you're...
Yeah, absolutely. For some people, that expertise and that personalized guidance is invaluable.
Right.
Especially if they're dealing with a significant amount of money.
Yeah.
But for others... especially folks just starting out, there are more affordable options.
Okay.
Like robo-advisors or even DIY investing platforms.
So kind of like choosing between a personal chef or learning to cook yourself.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on to something that I think a lot of people feel like is a necessary evil.
Right.
Insurance.
Sure.
We all know about car insurance.
Yeah.
Health insurance.
Right.
It's something we hope we never need.
Absolutely. But it can be a lifesaver.
It really can be.
When things go wrong.
Yeah, but how does it actually work?
So insurance is all about pooling risk.
Okay.
Imagine like a giant pot of money, and everyone contributes a little bit to that pot.
All right.
That's your insurance premium.
Right.
And when someone experiences a loss, like a car accident or a health issue, they can draw from that pot to cover the costs.
So you're essentially like spreading the risk out.
Exactly. You're spreading the risk.
Across a large group of people.
Across a large pool of people.
So that explains why there are so many different types of insurance.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
You have life insurance. You have property insurance.
Right.
Liability insurance. Yeah. They all kind of cover those what-ifs.
It's all about mitigating those what-ifs.
Right.
That can keep you up at night.
Exactly.
You know?
All right. So we've talked about banking. We've talked about investments.
Right.
We've talked about insurance.
Yep.
But beyond those kind of core services, there's a whole world of other specialized financial services.
Yes, absolutely.
So like financial planners, for example.
Okay.
What do they do?
They're like your financial coach.
Okay.
They help you create a roadmap for your financial future. Yep. They help you budget, save money, plan for retirement.
Okay.
Even navigate big financial decisions like buying a home or starting a business.
Okay, so it's like a more holistic approach.
It's a holistic approach.
To managing your money.
To managing your money.
Okay.
Yeah.
And speaking of buying a home,
all right,
we can't forget about mortgage lenders.
Mortgage lenders.
They're the ones who kind of make it possible for people to
they provide the loans.
Buy a home.
Yeah, that make home ownership possible for a lot of folks.
But what are some of the downsides of taking on a big mortgage?
Well, that's a great question. Yeah. And it's something that everyone should think about very carefully before they jump into a mortgage.
Right.
Because it is a big financial commitment.
Yeah.
You know, interest rates can fluctuate, which means your monthly payments could go up.
Right.
And if you can't keep up with those payments, you could risk foreclosure.
So it's not something to be taken lightly.
Not at all.
But are there other ways to...
Yeah.
There are.
Well, they finance a home.
There are alternative financing options.
Okay.
Like seller financing or rent-to-own agreements.
Okay.
And these might be a better fit for some people.
So it really depends on your individual.
Yeah. It all comes down to...
situation.
Careful planning. Right. And making sure you understand the terms of any agreement.
Okay.
Before you sign on the dotted line.
So let's shift gears a little bit and talk about... payment and transaction services.
Okay.
This is something that has become more and more important.
Absolutely.
In our digital world.
Digital world, yeah.
You know, we're using our debit cards. We're transferring money online.
Right.
It all seems so seamless.
It does. It's amazing how easy it is now.
Yeah.
But it's easy to take these services for granted.
Right.
Think about how much financial institutions have invested in technology to make sure these transactions are secure and efficient.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
It's really quite remarkable.
All right. So now for something I've always been kind of curious about, asset management.
Sure.
This is where firms are basically
managing investments for other people.
Right.
With the goal of trying to...
with the goal of maximizing returns.
Maximize their returns. Yeah. I've always wondered how they actually make money.
Okay, yeah. So
I'm doing it.
Most asset management firms charge what's called a management fee.
Okay.
And that fee is typically a percentage of the assets that they're managing for you.
Okay.
So it could be a fraction of a percent or it could be a few percentage points.
Okay.
Depending on the complexity of the investments and the firm's track record.
Okay.
Basically, they're getting paid for their expertise and their ability to potentially grow your wealth.
So it's almost like having...
yeah, it's like having your
own
personal financial expert working for you.
Constantly analyzing the market. And everything.
Right, they're constantly analyzing the market, looking for investment opportunities, managing your portfolio.
Those decisions for you.
Yeah, exactly.
But this seems like a pretty...
it is. It's a high stakes world. You know, you're dealing with a lot of money.
Right.
And the market can be very volatile.
Yeah.
So
it's not for the...
it's not for the faint of heart.
Faint of heart.
Yeah.
Okay. What about financial advisory services?
Okay, so financial advisory services, they tend to cater to more complex needs.
Okay.
So they often work with large corporations, high net worth individuals, providing guidance on things like mergers and acquisitions, capital raising, really complex, sophisticated financial transactions.
So kind of like the strategic advisors?
Yeah, they're the strategic advisors for big financial decisions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've covered a lot here.
We have.
We haven't even touched on retirement services yet.
Right.
We've got 401ks, IRAs.
Right, yeah.
These are all these things we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. The building block.
The plan for retirement.
For a comfortable retirement.
Right. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And it's never too early to start thinking about retirement and
planning for it.
Yeah. Even if you're just starting out in your career.
Right.
It's important to start putting money aside.
And there are a lot of different options.
There are.
For people,
Different types of retirement plans, different investment options to suit different needs and risk profiles.
Okay. And finally, we have risk management services.
Yes.
This is an area that I think doesn't always get a lot of attention.
It doesn't, but it's so important.
But it's really important for
individuals, for businesses.
For everybody.
For everybody, yeah. So what exactly?
So risk management is all about identifying and mitigating potential financial threats.
Okay.
So it could involve things like insurance coverage, disaster recovery planning, cybersecurity measures, even hedging strategies to protect against market volatility.
So it's really about...
It's about being proactive and managing those uncertainties that are out there that could potentially impact your financial well-being.
All right, so wow, we've covered a lot of ground here. It's been a whirlwind tour of the financial services.
The financial services landscape.
And, it's clear that these services really play a vital role.
They do.
In all of our lives.
They're the backbone of the modern economy.
Yeah.
Connecting individuals.
Yeah.
Connecting businesses. Connecting global markets.
Yeah. It's a fascinating system.
It really is.
And it's constantly evolving.
And is always changing.
Always changing.
Well, this has given me a lot to think about.
Good.
As far as my own financial goals.
Yeah. So thinking about your own journey, which of these services stand out to you as the most relevant right now?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And I think it's different for everybody.
It is. It's different for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are so many resources out there.
There are.
For people who want to learn more about any of these areas.
There are reputable websites.
Yeah.
There are financial advisors. You can even just...
Pick up a book.
Pick up a book at the library.
Yeah.
And start learning.
Exactly. Yeah. There's so much information available.
There is.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
All right. Well, this has been another deep dive.
It has.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.